Cory, front right here.
What's up,
man? How are you?
Good, you?
I feel like we've been waiting for like this media day where we're preparing for your own, undisputed title fight, because you've had the interim ones that you took on short notice, and you've had these no more contender fights. But I feel like this is something that we've been talking about for years at this point. So just how's life been, knowing that like you're finally within reach of obtaining the goal that you set for yourself in this martial arts journey?
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm pumped for it. I obviously been working my ass off for a really long time to get here, but I also don't think that like anything big is going to change after this, or the work's going to get easier or anything after this. I think that when I win this belt on Saturday, I'm still going to have a lot of hard ass work to do after this, and so I'm not getting ahead of myself as much as like being super proud or being super pumped, because I know that even after I'm a world champion, I got a long way to go to like succeed at what I want to succeed at.
You seem like a guy, or you strike me as someone that enjoys preparing for a specific opponent. So I guess what's it like been preparing for Merab? Because we've seen you say, like I have the best defensive grappling. He's not going to make me tired. Obviously, Merab does a lot of great things. So what's it been like preparing for who many people consider one of the best ever?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was fun. It was way more fun getting ready for a championship fight, to be honest. I was so much more locked in. I felt like the guys, my coaches, pushed me way more than I've ever been pushed. I pushed myself too, so that shit was fun, because I feel like I unlocked some levels in me that I didn't really know that I had in me, and I don't think I would have got out of me had it not been such a big fight against such a good opponent. So, yeah, camp couldn't have gone better, and I couldn't be more confident.
I remember after your fight against Umar, you said maybe kind of focusing on his grappling and big moments. You said winning big moments kind of threw you off a little bit. So how have you done to kind of negate those thoughts and maybe preparing for Merab?
Yeah, I kind of got something wrong with my brain, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can tell, but it makes me like super hyper focused on stuff sometimes. And yeah, I got really hyper focused on just what Umar's doing instead of what it is that I'm doing. And so I'm not making that mistake again for this one. Majority of this camp was making me better at what I do, and then obviously being prepared for the bits that Merab's going to bring to it. But it's been a lot of focus on me and making sure that I'm the best. And I'm really excited to show just more of my skills than I got to in the Figgy fight. Like Figgy fought weird, and I didn't really get to like showcase some of the stuff that I wanted more of like a back and forth against Figgy, because that's where I can like really shine, but I didn't get to do that, so I'm excited to do that for this one.
We've heard, Merab say this is going to be not 90% striking in this fight, so do you think he's going to present something that you can showcase all of your skills?
Yeah, I think everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, and we'll see if Merab still wants to strike after a couple rounds of just striking.
He says he wants to fight till he's 150 years old.
Nice.
So I guess how long do you want to fight?
Hell yeah. Well, maybe with the way technology is going, we'll all be able to. Or maybe there will be a different league where we can all get robotic arms and shit and fight until we're 100 years old, like you're saying. But yeah, I don't know how long I want to fight. I'm going to fight as long as I literally don't have anything else going on in my life at all. So I'm going to do this until I'm like a bitch in the training room and can't do stuff. That's probably when I'll stop.
How's the comic book coming?
Yeah, comic book's good. I'm illustrating it right now, so I'm super pumped about that. And yeah, it's actually kind of good. Not to like plug it like crazy, and I don't want to like set too high of a bar. And I'm a really bad salesman, but I think it's pretty badass actually.
What's it called?
It's gonna be called The Thirds.
Thirds?
Yeah, I'll let the mystery just soak in for an entire year while it gets illustrated.
When's it coming out?
Probably like 8 or 9 months, I think. Yeah, it takes a while. It's pretty long too, so.
Yeah. We hear a lot of guys talk about the belt and what it means to them, and some guys don't give a shit about it. Some guys really do. For you, how important is becoming a UFC champion at the end of all this journey?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important. Like, if I look back on my career and I don't get to say that I was champion, I'm going to be pretty pissed at myself, So it definitely means something. At the same time, like, is it like the end-all, be-all? Not really, but also I just want to beat the best guys. Like, that's what really, really matters to me. So, again, even after this one, when I'm champ, I still got some making up to do from some losses that I got in the past. And, yeah, it's really exciting, too, just fighting Merab, because people see him as the GOAT. So I get to really just have my stock shoot all the way through the roof after winning. And it kind of makes me feel, because I've lost a few times in the UFC, that the dream of being known as the best still is, you know, within arm's reach after a win against Merab.
Obviously, being a champion is very important to you, but I'm sure being an American is very important to you. To be only male American champion, does that matter?
Yeah, that definitely matters. Yeah, it's going to be cool to be the only U.S. Male champ.
You could describe yourself as a patriot.
Quite the patriot here. Yeah.
People bring up the Umar fight a lot, and you talk about it in terms of lessons you learned from it. Are you glad that you had that fight before fighting Merab?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like Umar is equally, if not better than Merab at offensively wrestling. And so I get to go into this fight like not having any questions about whether I stack up in the wrestling, where Umar was definitely one of the better wrestlers that I was ever going to face, you know, and it was kind of at the time where the Dagestanis were like really scary guys and that narrative, and it fucked with me a little bit, you know, and so now I get to go into this one with some actual evidence that like, no, I can wrestle with the best of them, so go out and do your thing.
And then obviously I think you probably have the best video blogs in MMA at the moment to draw some attention to those. You did one recently where you were rooming with some of the other UFC bantamweights, but I wanted to ask you, in reality, if the UFC came to you and said you had to room with one UFC bantamweight, who was the least likely would it be?
Least likely to be roommates with?
Yeah.
Merab, Jan, O'Malley, Song. Probably, I like Merab, but probably Merab. I feel like he would just talk too much, and he would be in my ear, and I am not much of a talker.
Plus all the women he brings over, apparently.
Yeah, all of the chicks, too. It would be way too many chicks.
Cory, it feels like in the last year you like really going along the same lines. You feel like you've really upped your social media game. What was kind of the thought process behind that?
I just wanted, I wanted to do social media in my own way, and I didn't want to be a douchebag. So this is what came of it, you know.
And I think everybody loves the trolling fan
Yeah,
videos.
yeah.
Did you come up with that, or did your teammates come up with that?
I saw another video that was similar on the internet where the guy was doing that voice with that filter, and I thought it was so funny. So no, I stole it from someone.
When you beat Merab this weekend, what's that trolling fan going to say to you
I
afterward?
don't have shit to say. I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
Cory, quick one right here. Sean O'Malley seems to be really trying to manifest a fight with you at the White House. Just wondering, what are your thoughts on something like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I honestly want to be a really active guy. Umar and Jan are higher on my list than O'Malley is, just because those guys have wins over me. And again, looking back on my career, I don't want to say that those guys have wins over me. So they're higher on the list. But I mean, I know that the fans are super crazy in wanting to watch me and O'Malley fight. And when that fight does happen, I hope that it's on a really big stage like the White House for a belt. And yeah, so that's definitely welcome.
Thank you.
Cory over here. Terrence Crawford got to walk out to the University of Nebraska football game with his undisputed titles. As a University of Colorado Boulder alumni, how iconic would it be to win the belt and walk out with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders?
Yeah, definitely. Super cool. Not much of a sports guy, but super cool.
Cory, one more from right here. Yeah. Kind of circling back to like the Pyfer and Umar rematches. You want, like, outside of winning the belt, how exciting does it be to? It seems like you've been a guy that people haven't been raising their hand to fight, and now they will have to fight you. Like, how excited are you for that? Like, you don't have to chase fights anymore.
I'm probably more excited to be on the A side of things and to just be in the corner like, hey, you know, like I'm way more excited to be the actual guy where people have to start like chasing me, like you said. So yeah, I might be more excited about that than actually being champ, because that's been my position, it feels like, for a really long time. Like the fact that O'Malley's even saying anything about me now is like, yeah, I can't wait to be on the A side and kind of just get to puff my chest a little bit like some of these guys. Cool.
I know when we spoke last week, you didn't even know that the Mario Bautista and Umar fight was happening next month. Now that you are aware and you've maybe had some time to think about it, how do you think that one goes?
Yeah, that's a tough fight, honestly, for both of them. Mario's like no joke, you know. He's still making a name for himself, but that guy is definitely no joke. And I still have Umar winning that fight, but it wouldn't be like a shocking win if Mario won that one.
And I know you said you want to be a really active champ. Like, is it to the point of what Merab's doing here, like 3 title defenses in a year?
Yeah, three in a year would be sweet, especially fighting in October. I could fight earlier in the year, mid-year, and then end of year. So that's what I want to do.
Awesome. Thank you, Cory. Good luck.
I got literally nothing else going on, so defenses all the way to the end.
Well, let him drink his water first. No, never. I don't want to swear. No. Oh, Magomed front right here. I'm just curious, how's fight week and just preparation been like this? And I asked Alex this yesterday. Has this been kind of a more annoying build-up just because of everyone's always asking about the PI situation and the greasing stuff and the first fight? Is this are you ready to get through the Alex Pereira chapter of your life?
Просто хотел узнать, как проходит неделя боев, да, вот эта неделя перед боем. Кажется, что в этот раз подготовка к этой неделе, она значительно более какая-то раздраженная. Все время все эти вопросы про то, что произошло в PI. Его также спрашивают, от твоего соперника спрашивают о том, был ли он намазан чем-то или намазан. То есть такое впечатление, что это какая-то неделя очень такая суетная. Как тебе вообще эта неделя?
Ну, в общем, эта неделя меня никак не напрягает. Это обычный процесс, который происходит перед боем. Самое главное, без травм выйти на бой готовым. А остальное это, можно сказать, увлечение, да.
You know, honestly, it doesn't bother me too much. The biggest thing, the most important thing is to make sure that this whole week goes safely, no injuries, no problems. And then the rest of the stuff, the build up, all of this talk, all of this hype, that's just, entertainment basically.
So do you think that the build-up for this has maybe helped the fans and draw more interest to it? And are you kind of grateful that while you may not want to talk about it, the fans seem very interested in this fight now?
Кажется ли тебе, что вот вся эта экстра драма, которая происходит, она больше завлекает фанатов и дает фанатам больше причин, почему посмотреть непосредственно сам бой в субботу? То есть она как бы полезная вся вот эта штука.
Да, конечно, было много сказано с его стороны, было сказано с моей стороны, были непонимания между нами. Поэтому, я думаю, фанаты ждут агрессивный, хороший, зрелищный бой. Я думаю, они не ошибятся.
Obviously there was a lot of things said on my side. There's a lot of things said from his side. There was misunderstandings in between. And, all of this stuff just added a lot more aggression to the fight and to the build-up of the fight. And I think we should expect a more aggressive second fight than the first fight, which is going to be something that the fans expect. And I think they're not going to be disappointed in what they see.
To kind of go off to that, if he does come out more aggressive, I'm sure you think that plays into your hands. Like it'll be better for you, more beneficial for you, because you said you think this fight will be much easier. So I guess realistically, how do you see the fight playing out?
Но если так сказать, то если он действительно выйдет более агрессивным в этом бою, да, будет давить на тебя, для тебя это в пользу пойдет, да, потому что ты сказал, что в этот раз тебе кажется, что бой будет легче, чем в первый раз. То есть его агрессивность или его какая-то такая атака изначально, она тебе пойдет на пользу?
Ну, я думаю, что да, если когда соперник идет на меня агрессивно, это мне на руку. Я люблю, когда на меня нападают. И в другом случае тоже нет проблем. Я не собираюсь сделать этот бой скучным и ждать его, пока он будет напирать. Мы сделаем все, чтобы зрители оставались довольны и добить свою победу, которую я жду так долго, можно сказать.
Yeah, absolutely. If he starts being aggressive, that only benefits me. I enjoy that. I like when the opponent pressures forward because that plays up to me. That plays up to my plan. So, but obviously on my side, I also am not going to sit back and wait for his aggression. I'm also going to bring the fight to him, and I think that this is going to be something that all of you expect, and the aggressive fight, the new type of fight, and I think that everybody will enjoy what we see on Saturday.
And outside of camp and preparing for fights, just I guess how's life been as the UFC champion? Has it brought you more attention back home? Because we saw the video of Khabib saying, you're already one of the greatest from the region. So just how's life been outside of camp?
Помимо подготовки, помимо лагеря, вообще как жизнь дома, как что изменилось, потому что мы видели видео с Хабибом, где он говорил, что ты уже один из лучших за все время в UFC. Что изменилось в твоей личной жизни, в твоей жизни как человека после того, как ты стал чемпионом?
Ну, изменилось многое, как бывает, имеет много. Ну, с одной стороны хорошо, с другой стороны плохо, так как ты не можешь свободно двигаться и в этом плане тяжело. А так, в общем, родные, близкие, которые, команда, тренера, все довольны. И Уважение, да.
Obviously a lot of things changed, and in a way it's a good thing, in a way it's a bad thing, because you can't really move around freely like you used to before. Obviously, you get recognized and things like that. But on a personal level, of course, this is a big deal for your family, for your team, for your coaching staff. Everybody sees that. Everybody likes that you're a champion. Everybody appreciates that, and there's definitely a new level of respect.
And then last one for me, obviously Carlos Ulberg had the big win. They have, Jiri and Khalil in the co-main, or not the co-main, fighting on the main card too. So I know you said that Carlos would be an interesting matchup for you because he's new to the title picture. So I guess what did you make of his performance and what did you make of the fight between Jiri and Khalil?
Понятное дело, что ты знаешь про победу Карлоса, которая произошла на прошлой неделе, да, про его, то, что он идет на хорошей победной серии. Ты уже сказал, что он тебе интересен как новый человек, которого не было еще в титульной гонке. В принципе, проговори, какие у тебя по этому поводу мысли, потому что на этом карде также будут драться Khalil против Prochazki. Поэтому расскажи, что тебе более интересно, будешь ли ты следить за этим боем, который пройдет. Вообще, что ты думаешь про дивизион?
Который будет проходить бой тогда, когда я дерусь. Мне этот бой вообще не интересен, и у меня и времени не будет на это смотреть. А тот другой парень, который идет сериями победами, еще не был там, где те ребята были, где они не удержались. Поэтому мне интересны сильные ребята, которые выигрывают все бои.
Yeah. So the fight that's going to happen on the same card where I'm fighting, especially because it's on the main card, this is not something that I'm going to pay attention to at all, and I don't even have time to look at it, right? So I'm not really interested in this fight whatsoever. When it comes to Carlos Ulberg, obviously he's a very interesting guy. He's on a winning streak. I saw the victory. I saw the highlight of the win. So he hasn't been in the place where these guys have been, right? These guys have been knocked out or knocked down by the former champ. So he is a new guy. He hasn't tasted these waters that he's in right now. They are in right now. So I think that's definitely somebody I'm interested in.
Magomed right here. Magomed, last time when the fight was in Vegas, the crowd was very much, for Alex, cheering for Alex. They were booing you a lot. Do you expect the same this week at the press conference and on Saturday, or do you think that it might be a little different because you proved you could beat him?
В прошлый раз в Вегасе, когда был бой, когда была пресс-конференция, очень много людей, фанатов, болели именно за Алекса, тебя больше освистывали. Кажется ли тебе, что в этот раз будет такой же прием? Или теперь, когда ты уже чемпион, кажется ли тебе, что больше фанатов будет на твоей стороне, потому что ты доказал, чего ты достоин?
Я даже об этом не думаю. Мне бывает все равно, освистывают меня или нет, поддерживают. Но если поддерживают, это чувствуется. Если освистывают, я на это внимание не обращаю. Почему? Потому что я выхожу туда, чтобы победить и чтобы выиграть. Поэтому посмотрим.
To be honest, I don't specifically pay attention to what happens. If they boo me, they boo me. If they support me, obviously I feel the support of the fans and it feels great. But if there's boos going on, this is not something that I pay attention to. I kind of clock that out completely because I come out there ready, concentrated for the fight. So thank you for the support, and we'll see what happens.
When you were getting a deal done for this fight, was there a serious push to have it in Abu Dhabi instead of coming back to Vegas?
Когда вы подписывали контракт на этот бой, был ли какой-то толчок на то, чтобы он произошел в Абу-Даби, этот бой, а не в Вегасе? Ты хотел, чтобы он был в Абу-Даби?
Да, я, конечно, хотел бой в Абу-Даби, так как мне удобнее драться там, недалеко от дома, и не нужно заранее прилетать. Я просил там. Получилось так, что UFC принял решение сделать ее именно в Вегасе. Я не отказываюсь ни от каких предложений, так как Вегас почти как мой второй дом. Я уже больше боев в своей карьере сделал именно в этом городе.
You know, yeah, I actually pushed for it to be in Abu Dhabi because it's way more comfortable for me. There's no jet lag. It's the same time. It's closer to home. It's more comfortable there. So UFC decided that it's going to be here in Vegas, and that's cool. I never say no. I never say no to an opportunity. And Vegas, to me, honestly, is sort of kind of like the second home at this point. Majority or a lot of the fights in my career have been done here in Vegas. So I spend a long time here, and I feel right at home.
One final question. Before you got the title fight, it felt like people were saying Magomed needs to be more exciting. He needs to talk more so he can get that title shot. Now as a champion, it feels like some people are still saying, oh, he needs to talk more. He needs to continue to be exciting if he wants to be a big star in the UFC. Does it ever hurt your feelings that you're out here, you're doing your job, you're winning the fights, but it feels like some people still want more from you?
Перед первым боем, когда ты был претендентом еще только на пояс, многие говорили, что вот, он недостаточно говорит, он очень тихий, он неинтересный, ему нужно больше себя показывать, больше открываться, и как бы недостаточно для того, чтобы быть чемпионом. Теперь ты стал чемпионом, и все равно некоторые люди говорят, что вот он до сих пор не открылся, достаточно замкнутый. Кажется ли тебе, что тебя каким-то образом не уважают в этом смысле, потому что вот ты здесь, ты выиграл чемпионский пояс, и все равно людям недостаточно чего-то от тебя?
Я не знаю, уважают ли меня или нет, если вопрос задают. Я не встречал человека, который меня не уважает. То, что я не говорю лишнее, что я просто так пустую не болтаю, если этим людям не нравится, то я, значит, их противник.
You know, when it comes to respect specifically, I haven't met anybody who has no respect for me or doesn't respect me as a champion, right? So in that respect, sorry for that, but basically I feel respect from everybody that I meet. But when it comes to just talking more or being more outspoken, you know, I'm not the kind of person that just kind of says whatever comes to his mind. I'm very calculated. I say specific things because I mean them, and I don't just, you know, say stuff or talk too much. So if you don't like the way that I'm a little more quiet, that I'm a little more conservative, then, you know, then you're my enemy.
Салам алейкум, Магомед. Вопрос про твои взаимоотношения с Перейрой в PI, про ваш конфликт. Ладно, шучу. Перед прошлым боем завирусилось видео, где ты играл в какую-то игру, прямо во время пресс-конференции. Так вот, вопрос, ты уже выбрал на завтра какую-то новую игру?
The question is about the game that you were shown playing at the first press conference for the first title fight. It was a viral video where at the press conference you were just playing a game on your phone. Question is, did you pick out a game you're thinking about playing tomorrow at the press conference?
Ну, я думаю, у меня есть игра, которую я играю. Ну, в этой пресс-конференции, я думаю, у меня не будет времени, так как играть игру. Просто между нами был конфликт, были непонимания. Поэтому, я думаю, у многих вопросы возникнут. Если вопросы не будут, то, конечно, есть.
There is a game I actually enjoy playing, that's true, but I think tomorrow at the press conference, unfortunately, I won't have time to play it because of the conflict that happened before, and there's going to be lots of questions about stuff, I think, tomorrow, so I won't have time to play. I'll be just too busy answering questions. But if it's going to be boring and the questions are not coming, yeah, I'll definitely be playing a game.
И еще один вопрос. Когда твой бой начнется в Дагестане и в целом на европейской части России, будет примерно 7 утра. Ты можешь сказать жителям Дагестана и жителям России, почему в воскресенье утром им нужно вставать так рано?
In your region in Dagestan, when the fight starts, it's going to be about 7 a.m. So specifically in Russia, it's going to be really early time. So if you could just address your fans and make sure that they know that this fight is something they want to wake up for, why should they do that?
Потому что я их земляк, я россиянин, я знаю, что они переживают за меня, болеют, поэтому я думаю, из 100% 80% проснутся и будут смотреть этот бой.
Because I'm their countryman, I represent Russia, so I think they will support me, they will root for me, and I think that just because of that, maybe 80, 70, 80, 90% of Russia will wake up just to watch my fight.
Пусть все получится. Удачи в субботу.
Magomed over here. You had to grow up really early in your life. You became the head of your household as a teenager when your father passed away. How did all those responsibilities help inspire you to become a champion?
Ты достаточно рано возмужал, достаточно рано потерял отца, и тебе пришлось возмужать в раннем возрасте. Как это повлияло на тебя, как на спортсмена, как на чемпиона?
Ну, мы понимаем, почти все спортсмены, которые сделали свою карьеру успешным, они из бедной семьи, сирота, так как они больше трудятся и хотят добиться чего-то. То же самое, можно сказать, я тоже сделал, был только выбор заниматься спортом и идти к своей цели.
You know, you can look at a lot of the world champions. There are a lot of renowned athletes, and a lot of them are self-made men and women. They're somebody who had to work harder, somebody who had to push harder in order to get where they are, whether they were orphaned or from poor families. This was something that motivated them to work harder and push harder. So this is something that you could say about myself as well. You know, I had to work really hard in order to get where I'm at.
Best of luck.
Just two for you, Magomed. On the Countdown show, one of your coaches said about Alex that he was like an old kickboxer who's slow and doesn't have like the true knockout power. I'm just wondering if you agree with that assessment about Alex.
На шоу UFC Countdown один из твоих тренеров был услышан, он сказал, что Pereira, он старый кикбоксер, который уже потерял свою искру, потерял свою силу. Согласен ли ты с этим, или у тебя другое мнение по этому поводу?
Ну, если так сказал мой тренер, конечно, я согласен, и мы подтвердим это.
If this is what my coach said, then yes, I agree with it, and we're going to make sure to prove it.
And if you win this fight, it'll be 15 in a row undefeated in the UFC. That would tie Islam Makhachev and Kamaru Usman for the third longest streak behind John Jones and Anderson Silva. I know Khabib said you were one of the greatest Russian fighters in UFC history, but if you do that, where do you think you would fit among the greatest fighters overall in UFC history?
Если ты удачно защитишь свой пояс в субботу, ты, получается, идешь на серии с 15 побед. Это сравнивает твою серию с Махачевым и с Камаро Усманом, и это третья по счету после Джона Джонса и Андерсон Сильва. Хабиб уже сказал, что ты один из лучших бойцов за историю UFC. Если у тебя все получится в эту субботу, если ты идешь на 15-й серии, что тебе кажется, где ты по рангу лучших бойцов UFC за всю историю?
Я пока об этом даже не думал, назовут меня лучшим бойцом или нет. У меня есть пока свои цели, мне нужно закрепиться, еще сделать пару защит. Потом есть в планах подняться выше и забрать пояс, и потом идти на заслуженный отдых.
You know, I haven't thought specifically about where do I rank as the greatest, whether people call me one of the greatest or not. Right now, I still have goals that I still have to achieve in the UFC. I want to make sure to cement my legacy here at light heavyweight. I want to defend the belt a couple more times. Then I want to go up to the heavyweight. I want to get the belt from there and then potentially go to my well-deserved rest. So whether or not somebody calls me as one of the greatest or not, this is up to them. This is not something I think about.
If you achieve all that, it would have to be a resume of one of the greatest. Do you think heavyweight champion as well, if you defend that belt, that kind of puts you at number one?
Я думаю, что если ты добьешься всех этих целей, которые ты сейчас озвучил, то наверняка ты будешь одним из лучших, если не лучшим бойцом в истории.
Ну все, планы такие есть, посмотрим.
That's the plan. We'll see what happens.
Магомед, приветствую. Ты, как обычно, выглядишь максимально уверенным в себе. У меня такой вопрос. Как тебе удается быть настолько спокойным, хотя ты знаешь, что это такой огромный бой, столько внимания к этому? И также вопрос, вообще в UFC у тебя был ли какой-либо бой, где ты испытывал прям сильный мандраж и переживал? Может, дебютный бой, может, какой-то конкретный из боев. В чем секрет того, что ты настолько максимально спокоен, даже в клетке?
As always, you exude this aura of total confidence in yourself and your skills and what you possess. Couple of questions. Number one is how are you able to be so calm and so confident in yourself? And second question is, have you ever walked out to a fight, or have you ever had a fight before which you weren't so confident, you were maybe a little shaky or a little scared about what's to happen?
Ну, мое спокойствие, не знаю даже, как ответить. Я думаю, это после первого моего поражения я извлек большой урок. После этого я уже начал выходить и стал более уверенным, можно сказать. И эта уверенность, я думаю, у каждого бойца, который много боев, она автоматически вырабатывается. Поэтому я не переживаю перед боями. Ну, если сказать вообще никогда не было, то это будет неправильным. Были какие-то бои перед боями, которые я нервничал, переживал, чувствовал ответственности. А в этот раз я прошел хороший кемп. Я готов. Когда ты готов, ты не переживаешь.
You know, when it comes to my calmness or my calm demeanor, I think that comes from taking the lessons out of that one loss that I had at the very beginning of my career. I took a specific lesson out of that. I learned things that I needed to find from that loss, and from then on, I think the confidence comes from preparation and from hard work, and it's something that I think every fighter develops as they go through their career. They find that calm in which they can operate during the fight. And when it comes to being nervous in front of a certain fight, I can't say that I've never been nervous or never been shaky a little bit, because that would be not true. There were fights where it's not that I was scared, but it was more responsibility that I felt going in, and just the nerves that I had to calm before going in there. At this point, for this fight specifically, the reason for the calm is because I went through a really good camp. I'm well prepared, and I'm excited about what's going to happen on Saturday.
Jeff right here. He's going to go to me first. How you doing? You know what time it is, right? Jacket time. Good afternoon, everybody. Before we let you loose here, I'm Merab, Jeff Nowitzki, and Donna Marcolini with the anti-doping compliance team here at UFC. And we're proud today, on behalf of Thorne Nutrition, to present Merab with his 50-time perfect test history jacket. I like to, from time to time, think about what a world would be like without our program. And when it comes to Merab, I'm sure we can all agree that the question would be, how does this guy do it? How does this internal machine that he has that keeps going and going work? And I think I can speak on behalf of Donna, but one of my favorite things of doing this is to be able to get up in scenarios like this and give a definitive, evidence-based answer on who this guy is and how he does it. And you could summarize it in one word, I think: unique. This guy has got a unique genetic makeup and probably one of the most unique work ethics in the UFC. When we signed him back in 2017 off his looking for a fight with Dana, just to give you a little background on how it works, really probably the first interaction with the UFC when we sign new fighters is with the anti-doping compliance team. You do a quick education and onboarding call, and that's when you learn about the program. And really the next day, you're subject to 365, 24/7 testing. So you better be ready, you better be clean coming into the UFC. And in Merab's case now, more than 50 individual samples sent to probably the most sophisticated, sensitive lab on the planet, can virtually detect a pinch of salt in an Olympic-sized swimming pool and clean every single time. So I know, myself as a sports fan, I like watching uniqueness. I like watching those one-of-a-kind athletes, and Merab is absolutely one of those athletes based on his history in the pool. So Merab, we're honored here to present you with your jacket. Thanks for doing what you're doing, and keep up the great work. We love watching you compete, my man.
Dream to get this jacket, and like when UFC anti-doping coming to my house or my gym, it's always annoying because they want usually after training it's hard to pee, go bathroom, or sometimes morning they wake you up, whatever. And I was a little bit of course, annoying, but same time I was happy I was doing this because, because this is important for sport, because I never wanted to take anything, of course, and then also if somebody wants, they should be checked, and then this keeps the clean sport, and I love this, and I'm proud of be part of UFC and part of this, and then you guys doing really good jobs to keep our sport clean. This is very important because it's not like running. This is we punching each other's in a pace, and we can damage somebody really bad. So our sport especially has to be clean, and thank you so much, Project Nowinski, for this. Thank you, sir.
Awesome,
Thank you.
buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's put the stage back together here for you.
Here, good to see you.
We're up front right here. Congratulations on the jacket. Before we get into the belt, I guess you spoke a little bit about it just now, but I guess how important was it to get this 50 times jacket?
Yeah, I'm very proud, like I said, because I wanted to get this jacket, and I got it now. I'm really proud. I finally get it, and this is one of my dreams to get this, and then now I have. It's good.
What's the strangest place the anti-doping people have showed up?
I think it was. First time I was surprised in when they came in Georgia, like 2019. We was in a restaurant and they came there, and then we had to go use the bathroom, and other times. Like sometimes I was in California or different states. There was coming there, but I remember last couple experience. So this I guess new guy from UFC anti-doping came to my gym after my training, and I tell him, "Oh, that's a good idea. After training, I'm sweat and I can't pee now. I have to drink bunch of water. It's gonna take me long time to me pee. Maybe you have to wait too much. You have to follow me wherever I go now all day because I can't. I can't give you what you want." And then, okay, I guess next time he came early morning and he wake me up, and I was so mad, and I said, "Okay, just come to the training next time. Don't because I don't wake up early. I wake up like 10-ish, and then I go straight to the training. I go a little bit late for sleep, and that was like a little bit funny. But other than this, like I said, I was a little bit disappointed every time they come. It's a process, you have to tell if you take any. Usually UFC give us tone supplements, which I take multivitamins and some fish oils and stuff. You have to give if you take something, or if it was cold, you have to tell if you take any medication, or also if you don't have pee, you have to drink a lot of water. Otherwise, you get stuck with the person like that. But at the same time, I was annoyed, but at the same time, every time they came, I was happy because I was doing this.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank
Speaking of this fight that we have, you're here for this week, I guess Cory was in here earlier, and he said he really enjoyed camp preparing for you specifically. So I guess how has camp been preparing for Cory Sandhagen?
It's been good. As a fighter, he's a good fighter, and I respect. That's why I was training super hard for this, and everything was good. I was training really hard, and I was focusing for myself more. I don't watch his fights much or something like that, because we put a lot of work in, and I'm getting more confident and more believe myself what I can do, and it was a really good training camp.
A lot of fans and even media think that Cory could be your toughest opponent just because, Cory has very good defensive grappling and very good striking, and he says he never gets tired either. So I guess when you look at Cory, does he present maybe the toughest challenge for you in the UFC?
Yes, absolutely. Cory Sandhagen has a dangerous game, like a fly knee, spinning kick, submission attack, good cardio. He escapes takedowns, and then he's getting up easy, quick, and a lot of experience. But he's fighting me, and I'm even better version this time. And of course, and also same time it's a new opponent, new date, and we all know the one punch, one submission can change everything. So I recognize all the danger from Cory Sandhagen, but same time I'm gonna do what I was training for, and it's gonna be good night for me. I believe that.
And just outside of camp, just how has life been for you since these last couple defenses? Because we've seen you training with the Nelk boys, training with Demetrius Johnson, going home to Georgia, and it seems like you're traveling everywhere while also being the most active champion. So I guess how's life and how do you avoid burnout at that point?
Life is very good. Of course, like since I came champion, it's 10 times better and beautiful. You know, of course, like I get all the respects, all the taking care of, like and then all, like of course, like it's to be champion. Of course, it's good, but I try not enjoy too much. I try to be in the gym all the time to get better, and of course I always have a travel opportunity to go somewhere, and I got invite many places, but I stay here in Vegas like more humble way, and because here I'm focusing for training, and that's what important for me, and that's what I enjoy most. Of course, I love to seeing my fans and people and having good times. Especially, I'm a champion now, but like I said, I try to enjoy more training.
And just last one for me. Khalil was in here earlier, and he said it was very motivating and inspirational to be in camp with you and kind of peaking at the same time. So what was it like watching Khalil prepare for his own big fight this Saturday?
Yeah, it was good, and watching Khalil, he hits hard, and he sparrings and trains hard too, and of course it's a good two teammates fighting for same card, and he motivate me. I'm glad that I motivate him too, and it's good to fight together, and and God willing, we're gonna be both. We will win Saturday, and then we celebrate together, and it will be double wins for our team. Thank you so much.
Merab right here. Merab, if you win, I believe you're going to be one of the only champions in your 3 title defenses this year. Do you let yourself think about things like, hey, 2025, Merab Dvalishvili, Fighter of the Year?
Yeah, if I win, I should be Fighter of the Year. But I'm not focusing on this. I wanna do most. Like I'm healthy, I'm hungry, I'm super motivated. I love fighting, and I wanna do my best always. And that's what I'm focusing on, to do my best. And whatever the record or resume will come with that, I will take it. But like I said, I always have next goal, and then to do my best always.
And then the fight with Umar, obviously you guys had a lot of talk. You and O'Malley went back and forth online a lot, and it was a good rivalry. But do you like it? You and Cory Sandhagen, there's not, a lot of trash talk. It's more respectful, and it's just about the competition?
Yes, we don't have to talk or disrespect each other. If something comes natural and whatever it is, but you guys and true MMA fans will watch this fight anyway, because it's an interesting fight. I'm a grappler, he's a striker, and grappler wants to knock him out, so it's interesting fight, and everybody will watch this fight. We don't have to talk, this is a good fight, and it's perfect like this, Just we have a respect for each other, and we're just gonna break each other's face on Saturday. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merab right here. You have done a lot for the sport. You're one of the greatest champions, and you look pretty happy with your life. This whole thing is like a dream. My question is, back when you were growing up in Georgia, when you were a kid, did you ever dream about anything like this, anything close to this, or what was in your mind when you were a kid back home?
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, when I was a little kid, I always want to be something special. Always want to achieve something big, of course. Like I'm sure every kid wants to become like a businessman or policeman or firefighter or something like this. Of course, I have like this dream too. But and then when I get a little older, I want to be. I got a dream that I want to be one of the athletes who will represent my country outside of country. You know, like any tournament in European Championship or World Championship or Olympic. That was my next goal. But and I start working for this goal. And thank God I was able to do this. But even when I go back and think about it, it was hard to imagine what I achieved and how far I came. But I am living in my reality now. Yeah, I did come very far, and I live my very happy life. But I don't enjoy this. I always have a next goal, and I'm always going forward. You know, I'm doing my best. You know, I don't enjoy this moment. Now I'm an active fighter, and I can't enjoy it. I can't relax. I can't say, oh, I win this. No, like next day I move on, and I'm focused for next one. I think that should be every athlete's goal to move. I always have a next challenge, next you know, and that's what I am doing, you know. But for sure, like I'm grateful what I earn, and I'm thankful for UFC every opportunity I given.
Good luck, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you.
Merab Gamarjova.
Gamarjova.
Corey has said that he plans to be the aggressor in the fight and maybe even try to take you down. What will be your response to that?
Yes, this is absolutely realistic. I'm taking this word serious because he's completely a well-rounded MMA fighter. We all remember he did same plan against Chito Vera. He was taking Chito Vera down, and he spent whole time on top, control, and yes, it's possible to Cory Sandhagen and try to take me down, but I will be ready and I will answer that too.
One more question. We've heard opponents complain about injuries during their fights with you, but you have competed with a broken hand, a staph infection, shin problems, but you always decide not to bring those injuries up. Why do you choose not to talk about those injuries?
Yes, because I'm a fighter and I don't make excuse. You know, I will fight. Doesn't matter what. If I have a fight, I will show up. And I never cancel fight, or I don't make excuse. If it's something small, that it's not gonna affect fight. And I accidentally maybe post about it, and I make Dana White mad about it, you know. I don't know how he sees things. He don't even follow me Instagram, but I don't know. Somehow Dana White still see my Instagram live or my stories or something, broken toe or broken like eye or something, cut eye or something, you know. Yeah, if it's serious, I keep a secret because nobody should know this. Because listen, I'm a fighter, and then I'm not. I'm gonna show up. Doesn't matter what.
Thank you, Merab. I appreciate you.
Thank you, my friend.
Merab, over here. You've been helping a lot of the younger guys as well. You train with this 18-year-old kid named Jackson Glass. He's been sparring with the best fighters at Syndicate MMA. How bright do you think his future is?
Yeah, Jackson is really talented, and that guy was the, I will say, hardest rounds, you know, I was sparring with. Yeah, he has a big future. He's young. He's training jiu-jitsu since five years old. And now, of course, he's completely MMA fighter. He's already professional fighter. And yeah, it was good experience sparring with him. Like then, you know, I never have a, so I'm older, right? Older fighter. But when I sparring usually younger fighter, I'm like, I have a lot of experience, right? Maybe they are good, some some situations, but I always find a way to how to shut them off. But Jackson is like I was surprised, shocked, like 18-year-old, how full package he is, and yeah, he has a really great future. Thank you.
Merab.
Yes.
A lot made of your comments of wanting to strike with Cory in this fight and knock him out and stuff. And it's always interesting, right? The greatest champions in MMA history, George St. Pierre, John Jones, they would go in there and beat the guys at what they were allegedly best at or better than them at, right? Is that part of the mindset here, like showing people exactly how great you are by beating Cory where people think he is best?
No, that's not my point and that's not my goal, but so we're gonna start fighting in standing striking, and so most of the time our fight will be striking, right? Like even Cory Sandhagen saying that he's trying to take me down. Of course I'm gonna get up, and then we know if I take Cory Sandhagen down, he will get up. So that's why I'm saying, like, the most of the time maybe fight will be striking, and then in striking I'm getting better. And I look really good, sharp, and then I can knock him out. You know, it's a fight, of course. So I will fight whatever fights will go, but you know, that's my goal, to knock him out striking. That would be nice for me. But yeah, whatever we know, it's a fight, it's MMA fight, and I'm not promised nothing. You know, like or in today's plan is this, to like strike him and knock him out, but maybe plan change tomorrow, and maybe I go original plans to strike him and knock him out again. You know, that's how it works. Thank you.
Merab over here. Alex Shervani in Armenian Sports News. Dana White just announced that your friend Arman Tsarukyan will be fighting Dan Hooker in November.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Do you think it's a good fight for him?
Yes, absolutely. This is a good fight. Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker, and I guess from this fight, winner will be #1 contender. It's a good for sport, you know, and yeah, good luck, Arman, and good luck Dan. You know, they are both good fighters. They've been fighting the best of the best always, and it's a great matchup, and we will see. Yeah, we will see. You know, who will fight for the belt, and yeah, of course, I will say like Arman Tsarukyan has more chance because of his grappler, but you know, Dan Hooker is very experienced, very dangerous opponent too. You know, because he was able to stop another grappler like Mateusz Gamratis, and we'll see. It's an interesting fight.
Thank you, Merab.
Thank you. All good. Thank you, guys. Let's do this one more time. I appreciate it. Let's go. Thank you.
Jiri, another big fight. Khalil Rountree, an exciting fighter. When you look at him, do you believe he's ever faced a man with your style, and can he properly prepare for someone with your techniques?
Hello, everyone. Just yesterday, I just saw some past opponents of mine and Khalil, and yeah, that was something what I said to myself. Man, he didn't face somebody like me, and like my style, yeah, something like that, somebody like that, and this can be my advantage, and but I'm not not betting for this advantage, and I will. So whatever. That's what I said to myself yesterday, and when I saw his past opponents. But in the end, doesn't matter. I count with the best version of Khalil, and this is for what I'm prepared.
How good do you think Khalil is, right? Because I think a lot of people say maybe his best fight was actually his loss against Alex Pereira. Obviously, against Jamal, he looks great. But how good do you think he is? And do you think he's as good as you, or is he maybe just one level below?
Man, I will not speak about like I'm here and Khalil is here and wherever he is. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't disrespect any fighters or I don't underestimate any my opponent, even if they
ranked.
Not so good. So maybe that sometimes it's you can make your fight much harder when you see somebody as easy opponent, and when you say to yourself, this will be for me easier. So then you not use all your powers for 200%. So that's why I don't underestimate anybody, especially Khalil Rountree. He have really good dynamic starts, good kicks, combinations, and this is where all my preparation, I learned how to dance with this style and know how to play with that. That's it.
Can you explain to me doing sprints without breathing?
Yeah, the sprints without breathing. It's the oxygen advantage method. With one of my coach from Czech Republic, we started to work on that like two and a half year back. I think one of the guy who made a big who showed that to the world that it's worked Israel Adesanya, and what you want to know about that?
It just looks very interesting when you have the clothes peg on your nose.
It's worked with your tolerance for how to say dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Yeah, it's working it's working with your tolerance for carbon dioxide. Yeah, so you have more endurance, more power, less you need in the breaks to heal up, and so this is all about. And breathing, it's the essence of life, essence of the fighter. If you, man, we are using our bodies as a weapons in the cage. So we, all fighters, we have to work with our breath, with our strength, dynamic, all these abilities of our bodies. So, and the last one, and the main one, the mental strength.
Awesome, thank you.
To kind of go off of that, on your YouTube channel, you posted a video of you swimming under the ice. Why did you do that?
Why?
Yeah.
Man, when the offer came, I said myself, man, why? Because I want to, just I want to. And then I came there, and then I realized, fuck, man, you can die there. you can just die there. And because when I first go down under the water, and I watch under the ice to know how the environment, how it looks under the ice. Man, that was scary. No light, nothing. And I said myself, man, this is you can't do that just because I want. No, you have to really want that from your heart to do that, to be accomplished in that, because this is not a game. And I took it like that, really, like a fight. Just, I will win or nothing. So I had to be accomplished in that, because I don't want to stay under the ice somewhere.
Do you think that helps you in your mental approach to a fight? Because now, like you said, you could have died there, and what's scarier than that?
That is all about why. Maybe that's why I'm fighting, because you are touching all the time this essence of loss, of death, of to lose everything, or because when you're giving everything in the training and everywhere. So that's the point of life, and I want to live a rare life, like to feel myself, I'm alive, man. And all these points, climbing the mountains, training in the nature, all these things, it keeps me and help meditation, helping me to improve all my abilities to be a better fighter.
And what was the experience like getting your master's degree and being able to walk across the stage?
Man, what I can say is just for 1 month, I totally changed my life, totally. And for the others, just doesn't matter what you are learning, if it's college or university or high school, just do that. And for the fighters, it's much more useful, because we need to work with our head, because the punches first, and the second one, the strategy and tactic in the fight.
So I don't know how many fighters have their master's degree. So are you the smartest fighter in the UFC?
Yeah, I really don't care about it's about the master's degree. It's not about the master's degree. It's all about to work here, to use your memory, use all these things. So this is all about, yeah.
Jiri, over here. This card has some amazing athletes like you and Merab. Would you ever consider training with someone like David Goggins to push yourself even more?
Sure, why not? Man, I think David took it to the total another way. Like, I don't want to be. I was the same. I was the same every time, every training, every minute, every time of my life, to the limit. Every time. No rest. Every time. And then I realized I'm destroying my body, man. I'm destroying my body, and I want to fight. I want to be better. Then I took it smarter. Then I took some schedule, and right now I'm the strongest I ever been, man. Really, and endurance, dynamic, all these abilities. I'm like, my body is right now much more prepared for whatever, and I'm really happy for that I had the confidence to take a little step back, to not be every time full power, the last one on the training, the last punch, I every time win, even if whatever, I will every time stay and, okay, this is what I want to show in the fight. But in the training, I want to be smart and do useful things.
Thank you.
Jiri, over here. In the past, you were offered to fight with Carlos Urberg, which you accepted, but eventually he chose Reyes instead. He now won, and he does it like bother you a little that he avoided you, and now he wants the title fight before you?
Man, I really don't care what he wants. I want to right now to go through the Khalil and go for the title. That's all what I can say. He already had the chance to face me, and I wanted to go to Australia and to fight him, and he declined that. So what I can say.
Do you see him as one of the biggest challenges in the division?
Right now, biggest challenges is every time to be the champion. Every time to be the champion, and like a champion, then you can watch the others. Where is the next challenge? No, I see one of the guy who will win this weekend.
And will you be by the cage waiting for maybe giving the call out or face off in the cage?
I will not speak what will be after the fight. My full focus is for Khalil. That's all.
Thank you, BJP.
Thank you. Let's go for that.
Jiri right here. Just going back to getting your master's degree, can you describe a little bit, what was it like when you were sitting in the classroom? Did the other people in the class recognize you? And I would imagine it would be surprising for them to see you there.
Sure, man. It was just every Friday, but much more to learn then. And yes, they know me. These my colleagues, teammates in a school. So I have a lot of friends there. So and it was crazy to be with so many young people. Man, I'm 32, and they were like 24, 20, 23, and that's another life in that time. And it gave me a little fresh,
Energy?
Yeah, fresh attitude. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like the professor was afraid to give you a bad grade because he has seen you fight?
Yeah, yeah. And I have a lot of friends there with the professors and with the directors of the university. So yeah, it was a really nice time. We're still collaborating. Yeah, so it's a great time. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Let's go for that this weekend.
What's up, guys?
Well, Josh, front right here. Obviously, this is not new to you, these big fights on these big cards, but I guess when the name like Youssef Zalal came across your desk, I guess, did you like the matchup? Were you hoping for someone else? Because he made it seem like, maybe Josh didn't want this. He wanted like a bigger name for this fight card.
Yeah, you just answered it. But yeah, no, of course. Youssef he's a tough, talented guy, young, hungry, very athletic. It's not the name I wanted. I wanted a big name. You know what I mean? I was saying I'd be willing to go up to 155, fight whoever. Obviously, a big name at 45s. But at the end of the day, here we are. So it really doesn't matter. I put my soul, focus, time, energy, everything into this camp for Youssef Zalal.
You said he's athletic, and he's obviously ranked for because he's so good. But I guess when you're watching tape on him, if you do watch tape, I guess what stands out that a fighter like you, who's seen every type of fighter in there at this point, does he have anything that just really stands out to you?
No, he's good, But at the end of the day, like you said, he's not going to show me anything that I have not seen before. I just have to, track him down, corral him. And cut off the cage and stuff like that. He uses a lot of lateral movement, and it's like you guys saw my last fight. So I want to be exciting. Like, I want to go out there and I want to put on, a show for the fans. I know what the UFC brass, Dana, Hunter, all these guys want to see. They want to see highlight reel finishes, and it's tough when I don't have an opponent that will engage in that, get in the pocket with me and trade. I need to get myself in danger, but I don't blame them because people don't want to do that.
Are you because he kind of alluded to this too, is people still give him grief for the last round against Cater? Like maybe to him, he was circling away, but he keeps getting these running comments to him.
That's the fans, man. That's like, you can't listen to people. Like, if you guys have all heard it, it's, if someone, I would never go on someone's page and talk shit like that. Even if I felt a certain way, I'm not writing it. These guys aren't doing better than us. I'll tell you that. Just keep watching, buy the pay-per-view.
And then, your last fight was obviously you were very frustrated by the fight. So I've spoken to enough fighters over the years that they can live with, he caught me, I got submitted, but it's the fights like when they leave and they're frustrated, like they didn't get to show what they wanted, and it was. So I guess for you, what is it like to mentally kind of turn back on after a performance that you didn't seem like you were injured, you're just frustrated at the fight?
Yeah, no, it's I'm my toughest critic, like we all are, and I was so frustrated. But I can't keep thinking about that. Like, trust me, you could ask my coaches, my manager. It's like, I'm so pissed. But after a week or so, it still eats at me. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of things. Like, a lot of the fights that I've lost, like, I want those all back. But that's what drives me. And I have to move on because I'm not going to sit here and dwell in the past because it's going to affect everything that I'm trying to accomplish in the future.
He was in here. He said, a win over Josh Emmett, and based on
title shot.
Literally what he said.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Fuck, when am I going to get a title shot? It's like
that's a good question.
It's I just got to go out there and make a statement. And Youssef, he's been on a big streak, so I plan to end that streak Saturday night.
Do you think that's just confidence, or is that like a young fighter that's like maybe let's focus on Josh, not title fights, right?
No. I don't know. I feel like when I was his age, it's he's been on the tear. Maybe he feels invincible. Who knows, But I don't know what he's thinking. But more power to him. You got to set those big goals. Otherwise, why are you doing this? Why are you in the UFC? Why are you fighting if you don't want to be a champion?
Josh, down here to your right. Working with TJ Dillashaw a lot in this camp, it looks like. Can you just tell me how that came about, and was that like a awkward conversation with Uriah Faber at all when you were talking about doing that?
No. Yeah, we have a great relationship, Uriah and I, and everything. TJ, he moved back to Sacramento a few years ago. Ran into him, I don't know, half a year ago. We talked a lot, stayed in touch, and I just want to get better, just work on me. Why not bring one of the best bantamweight champions in the UFC ever, in my opinion, into my camp? And, he's almost taken like a head coaching position, and poured everything into me, with just the dedication and time and effort. He has Wild Society, his supplement brand that he's blowing up right now. It's one of the best products, and I've incorporated so much of that into my training, and yeah, I'm just so grateful for all his help, and you know, I'm ready to rock. I'll tell you that. I've been ready to go for weeks.
Is he? Does it seem like it's going to be a permanent role as Coach TJ, or does he ever talk about wanting to come back?
No, I don't think he can come back. His shoulder's so screwed up. But he's the same effort that he put into his fights. He's helping me with. So trying to live through me, but he's solely focused on Wild Society.
Josh back here. I'm just looking at Youssef's record in the last 5 fights here. How much of the camp was spent on arm triangle choke defense and rear naked choke defense? Because he's got, in the last 5, it's been 4 out of the 5 been those subs.
Yeah, you know, it's he's good. He's like, I'd say his strongest suit would be his jiu-jitsu. He's well-rounded, but you know, he gets a lot of RNCs if you take someone's back. But a lot of times he hurts the people, and then you know he'll pounce on them and get them in an arm triangle, or he'll get that RNC if he takes your back. And you know, being in jiu-jitsu, any of you guys that do it, that's the shittiest position to have someone that's good on your back. If they're on your back, they should be able to finish you or at least hold you there for the whole round or whatever you're doing. But yeah, I always train everything. So I work all aspects of MMA, but you guys know what I'm trying to do out there. I'm trying to shut the lights out.
Speaking of that, shutting the lights off, he was in here earlier and he said it's going to be the first time his mom will ever be in attendance for a fight. Is there going to be any part of you that's like, man, I got to punch this dude in the face in front of his mom for the first time?
Hey, my mom will be there too. So it's, yeah, look, I'm not holding back.
Chama.
Bom dia, Alex. Você disse que lutou só 40% na primeira. O que veremos diferente no sábado?
You said you fought at 40% the last fight. What are we going to see different in this one?
Bom, tirei esse tempo, né, para descansar, me preparar melhor, curar as minhas lesões e voltar bem, né? Eu sinto bem agora, meu corpo bem, né? Então com certeza vai ter uma grande diferença. Eu não sei a porcentagem que eu vou estar no sábado, mas eu tenho certeza que eu vou estar muito bem.
I took this time off to rest, to take care of myself, heal some injuries, and I can tell you that I'm going to be very good in this fight. I don't know exactly what percentage, but I'll tell you that I'm going to be doing well.
Se vencer, o que te motiva mais? Ficar no 205 ou subir para o peso pesado?
What motivates you more at this point, staying at 205 or moving up to heavyweight?
Eu sempre falei isso, né, desde quando eu cheguei no UFC, né, dando um passo de cada vez. E a mesma coisa que eu vou fazer agora, né, meu foco é pegar de volta meu cinturão, né, e depois a gente vai ver o que acontece.
I've said this since I joined the UFC. I take one step at a time. So right now I'm focused on going out there, getting my belt back, and then we'll see what happens.
Ex-campeões quase nunca recuperam o cinturão, não em revanche imediata. Como você pensa quebrar essa estatística?
Former champions almost never recover their belts in a media rematch. How are you going to break that trend?
Bom, acho que sou diferente, venho fazendo as coisas diferentes. Mesma coisa, campeão de 2 categorias, né? Poucas pessoas fizeram, né? Eu consegui.
I think I'm different and I can do things differently. So it's kind of the same thing, you know. I'm the 2-division champion, and few people were able to do that too.
Alex, over here. Bruce Buffer has only introduced 3 fighters as the one, the only. He's done that for Conor McGregor, John Jones, and you. How special did it feel when he announced you as the one, the only?
O Bruce Buffer só anunciou 3 atletas como the one and only, o único. Você, o Conor e o John Jones. Foi especial você ouvir naquele momento aquilo?
Bom, de verdade, na hora eu não entendi, porque eu não entendi inglês, né? Mas, depois, fiquei sabendo e tal. Todo mundo sabe, isso é novo para mim, né? MMA, então muitas coisas eu não sei. E, depois eu vi a importância que é, né? E com certeza fiquei muito feliz.
To be honest, at the time I didn't understand it because I don't understand English. But, you know, people told me afterwards, and, you know, a lot of this is very new to me, even MMA. So I understood the importance of that, how special it was.
And there was a picture of your sons wearing mouth guards saying UFC 400. How serious is their training going, and do they want to become professional fighters like you one day?
A gente viu as fotos lá do Lohan e do Alessandro com o protetor UFC 400. Eles estão sérios no treino? Você acha que eles vão chegar um dia?
Estão muito sérios. Os moleques, eles gostam de treinar. Estou muito feliz, né, com o desempenho deles, à vontade, né? Já falei que poucos treinos eu tive com eles, pouquíssimos mesmo, mas está na academia, né, no Glover, e está aprendendo muito. E com certeza, né, isso vai depender deles, né? Se eles se interessar mesmo e quiserem fazer isso, eu vou dar todo o apoio, né? E com certeza para eles vão ser mais fáceis as coisas.
Yeah, they're training. They're serious about it, and they're doing well. You know, I've trained a few times with them, not that often, to be honest, but they're training at Glover's, and they dedicate themselves. They have the desire to do it. So I think that if they continue to do so, they'll make it.
Quando eu digo mais fácil, é mais fácil por contato, né? Porque quando eu comecei, né, a treinar, eu não tinha planos, né? Então só estava treinando. Diferente deles, né? Que eles vão treinar e se realmente eles levar jeito mesmo, quer seguir em frente, com certeza com a minha história, com os contatos, isso vai facilitar para eles.
And it could be easier for them in the sense that when I was training, I had no plans. There was no outlook for anything. And if they want to take it seriously, if they want to take this forward, you know, obviously with me as their dad and all the contacts and everything, then we'll probably be able to make it happen.
Alex over here. Alex, do you feel like because of the language barrier, that there has been a miscommunication, or do you feel like there really is bad blood after all of these run-ins with Magomed in the last 2 weeks?
Você acha que a rivalidade, o que está rolando nas últimas semanas entre você e o Ankalaev, tem alguma coisa a ver, talvez, com o fato das línguas, de vocês não falarem a mesma língua, ou de fato tem uma rivalidade aí, uma inimizade?
É uma rivalidade, né? Tipo, quando duas pessoas ali estão se vendo, né? E, pô, se sente incomodado. Não no meu caso, mas no caso dele, igual no PI, ele se escondeu, né? A gente estava também no contender, ele estava sentado ali, ele saiu, acho que foi, não sei se foi embora ou sentou em outro lugar. Né? Então, pô, tá bem incomodado, não sei qual que é a pressão que ele está tendo. Isso aí só ele pode responder.
Yeah, there is a rivalry. I think he's bothered by me. It's not on my part, but you know what happened at the PI, and then sometimes I'll see him, he'll move somewhere else. So it feels like he's bothered, but I can't answer for him.
You are the fighter with the reputation for stepping up to save the UFC in big events. If they call you next summer to say, Alex, we need you for the White House event, will you be staying ready?
Você é conhecido já por salvar eventos quando eles te ligam de última hora. Se te ligarem no ano que vem para salvar a Casa Branca, você vai?
É possível.
It's possible.
Alex, just a quick one right here. We asked Magomed this too, and a lot of the last couple of weeks may have been a little annoying with the run-ins and the back and forth on social media, but do you think that has helped drum up interest in this fight compared to the first one? Because it seems like fans are now much more intrigued about this matchup than your original fight.
Ele fez a mesma pergunta pro Ankalaev. Você acha que tudo isso que rolou aí, vocês se encontrando, isso tudo, você acha que isso gerou mais interesse nessa luta? Porque parece que os fãs estão mais interessados nessa do que na última.
Não, com certeza, né? É aquilo. Pô, ele queria, na época ele queria fazer, ele não tinha uma história, mas queria criar uma história, falando coisas que, pô, eu não falei ou não fiz, tipo, falando que eu não aceitei luta, estava correndo dele. Então, com certeza agora, né, a gente já lutou, então tem uma pequena história, então fica mais fácil assim de promover.
Yeah, for sure. I think that back before the first fight, he wanted to kind of create a storyline saying that I wouldn't accept the fight, that I didn't want to fight him and all that. So now there's a little bit of a rivalry, so there's a small story there to be told.
One more over here, Alex. You always have such a calm and confident demeanor during your fights. Given that this is an instant rematch and you are trying to get the belt back, during all your training and all this build-up, do you feel some sort of chip on your shoulder?
Você sempre tem essa postura calma, sempre muito confiante. Sendo uma revanche, você acha que você tem alguma coisa a provar?
Acho que não. Claro que eu venho aqui, eu quero ganhar. Os resultados, assim, a gente tem um controle de tudo, né? Mas o que eu treinei, né? O que eu evoluí, né? Até falando da luta que a gente teve, pô, foi algo assim que foi bem igual. E eu não pude mostrar o que eu já tinha aprendido, né? Mas agora estou tendo a oportunidade de mostrar o que eu já tinha aprendido e tudo que eu corrigi agora e o quanto eu evoluí.
I don't think so. I think that, obviously I'm here to win. We can't control everything, but I'm here to win. And I think that in the last fight, I wasn't able to show a lot. And now this time I had time to really prepare, and I think I'm going to be able to show everything that I've improved and everything I've been learning.
Thank you, Alex.
Alex right here. This is your third time coming into a UFC title fight as a challenger. You've had 4 as the champion. What is the more difficult position to be in, and what have you learned from your past experiences as the title challenger that you'll bring into Saturday?
É a sua terceira luta como desafiante. Você fez 4 como campeões. Tem uma diferença? Você sente alguma diferença de desafiar ou defender?
Não, para mim o desafio é estar ali dentro, né? Esse é o maior desafio. Então eu esqueço se é cinturão. Eu quero ali, quero me dar bem, né? Quero fazer uma boa luta. É isso. Então eu não quero carregar essa pressão.
No, I think the challenge is being in there. I think the fight is the challenge. So obviously I want to go in there and put on a good fight. I want to win, so I don't want to carry that weight.
Alex, on the same card, there's also, right over here, there's also the fight between your former opponents, Khalil Rountree and Jiri Prochazka. Who do you think wins that one? And do you recognize that as potential title eliminator?
O Khalil e o Jiri vão lutar na mesma noite. O que você acha dessa luta? E você acha que um dos dois vai ser um potencial adversário?
Bom, acho que vai ser uma luta muito boa. Já lutei com os dois, então sei do grande potencial dos dois. Eu, assim, tudo dando certo, né? Ganhando meu cinturão. Eu acho que eu não preciso escolher nada, mas, igual eu tinha falado do Carlos Zumberg, é um cara que está vindo aí, está mostrando um excelente trabalho e, a gente tem que estar lutando com os melhores e, está mostrando um grande potencial. Então, claro que seria uma luta que todos também gostariam de assistir.
I fought them both, so it's going to be a good fight. I see the potential in both of those guys, but obviously I want to go in there and win my belt back. And then, I'm not going to be the one to pick, but I think Carlos Oberg is a guy who's coming up. He's been doing a good job, and that's what I'm looking for, to put on good fights.
E mais por já ter lutado com outros adversários que estão todo mundo ali. Acho que mais por isso mesmo.
And especially because I've fought pretty much all the other opponents who are right there at the top.
Alex, well, yesterday I was speaking with Magomed Ankalaev, and he said me that you two guys has all closed all the questions outside the octagon, and he has no problems with shaking your hand. So are you ready to shake his hand after the fight?
Ele falou com o Magomed ontem e ele falou que vocês vão resolver tudo lá dentro do octógono, que depois ele não tem nenhum problema em te cumprimentar, apertar sua mão. Vocês vão apertar a mão depois da luta?
Não sei.
I don't know.
And a quick one from me. Your walkout to octagon last year became like a trademark when you are striking an arrow, but on Saturday you will walk out first before your opponent. Did you create anything new?
A tua entrada, você sempre uma clássica, mas no sábado você vai entrar primeiro, antes dele. Você pensou e vai fazer alguma coisa nova?
Não, mas por quê? Só para entrar primeiro? Não muda. Mas por quê? Não muda.
Não.
A direção, a arc flash ali, né? Em algumas vezes também eu fiz isso e eu fui o primeiro a entrar. Então, acho que não faz diferença, né? O meu alvo, né? O sentido é ali dentro.
No, I'm not going to change anything. I fought walking out before, so my aim when I throw the arrow is towards the octagon, towards the ring, so it's not going to change.
Até é legal a pergunta dele. Meu alvo é ali, né, onde eu vou lutar, né, e muitas pessoas acham que, estou ali jogando a flecha, para pegar no adversário, mas não é isso. É a direção do guerreiro.
And a lot of people might look at it and think that I'm shooting the arrow towards my opponent, but that's not what the point is. The point is shooting the arrow into where we're going to fight, into the warrior that's going to be in there.
Obrigado.
Alex, you were a Contender Series last night, and there was a guy that got a contract from Goched, Christopher Alvidrez. There was a video between you guys that went kind of viral last year. You guys were sparring, and people were kind of referring to him as this cocky kid because the sparring session finished, and he looked at the camera and said, "You got to watch out for that left hook, but speed beats power every time." What was that interaction like during that sparring session? And are you guys cool now? Like, what's the relationship there?
Ontem teve garoto que lutou lá no Container, aquele que é aluno do Assim, que vocês treinaram, o vídeo viralizou e tal. E o garoto naquela época tinha falado que tem que tomar cuidado com o teu cruzado, mas que a velocidade ganha da força, né? E todo mundo falou que ele era um pouco metido e tal. O que você achou disso? Como é que foi a interação de vocês quando vocês treinaram?
Eu nem sei. Eu não lembro da conversa.
I don't know. I don't even remember our conversation.
Sorry, my brother.
Sorry, just one more, Alex. In breaking down this fight, UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall was saying that he thought you've gotten favorable matchups until you ran into Ankalaev, and the result kind of proved he was a bad matchup for you. I'm just curious if you think that is fair or an unfair analysis, and just your response to Tom.
O Tom Aspinall, campeão peso pesado, falou que acha que você teve lutas favoráveis até pegar o Ankalaev e que aí não deu certo com o Ankalaev. Então, o comentário.
Como? Repete. Você teve só lutas boas para você, favoráveis? Não, a gente está falando da maior organização, né? Que é o UFC. Vindo do kickbox, sem experiência em luta agarrada ou experiência no MMA. E olha o que eu fiz, né? Então, a gente está falando do mais alto nível, né? Então, se colocar o pior do UFC para lutar comigo na minha categoria, isso seria desvantagem para mim. E então eu não consigo entender.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about the biggest organization in the world. I'm a guy who comes from kickboxing. I had no grappling experience, literal experience in MMA, and we're talking about the highest level of the sport. So if you were to put the worst guy in the UFC against me, I would be at a disadvantage. So that makes no sense.
Do you think this win over Ankalaev would prove the most of any of your title wins so far, just given his style?
Você acha que uma vitória sobre o Ankalaev seria a que mais prova alguma coisa na sua carreira pelo estilo dele de luta?
Não, acho que não. Eu quero ganhar. Não quero provar nada.
No, I don't think so. I want to win. I don't want to prove anything.
Right here, Alex. If you get the belt back, would you ask UFC to make an event in Brazil? And my second question is, who do you think is the greatest fighter from Brazil of all time?
To make an event for him to fight in Brazil? Você ganhando o título, você vai pedir para o UFC botar você para lutar no Brasil algum dia? E quem é seu lutador brasileiro favorito?
Eu não sei, não tem nada no meu controle, né, de onde eu gostaria de lutar, mas sim, lutar no Brasil para mim, dentro dos planos, não sei quando, mas pô, queria fazer isso. E qual é a outra, Derek? Meu jogador favorito? Ah, cara, assim, não torço assim, torço para todos os brasileiros, né? Mas tipo, não tem algo assim, alguém específico, entendeu? Eu torço para todo mundo. Quando eu vejo brasileiro lutando, estou ali torcendo.
You know, that's out of my control where I'm going to fight. Obviously, I'd like to fight in Brazil, but that's not for me to decide. And I root for all of the Brazilians. I'm always watching them.
Igual o Carlos Prates, um cara que eu gosto de assistir, entendeu? O estilo dele.
Like Carlos Prates is a guy that I enjoy watching. I like his style.
Chama.
Abus, right here, front. Obviously, you know, you're facing, this is not anything new to you, but a guy like Joe Pyfer, like a young fighter with a lot of power. I guess, what did you think of Joe as an opponent when they approached you with this fight, the UFC?
I think Joe is a tough guy, young, like you said, hungry, but yeah, what I can say, not too much about him. Let's see Saturday. Let's talk Saturday, yeah?
Joe was in here and he said that they offered him this fight earlier in like maybe last year, and he said no because you weren't ranked and he wanted to fight up. But then after he beat Kelvin and he saw you won your last one, he asked for you specifically because someone in the UFC made it seem like he was afraid of you and he wanted to prove he's not afraid of you. So I guess, did the UFC offer this fight to you last year too, I guess?
Yeah, they offered me last year to fight against him, but I never choose some opponent. Always, I just get the name and the location where we're gonna fight. I never ask. I can't understand too how we can say no or yes. You know what I mean? We're here to fight. We have everyone same goal to be champion one day, and that's why to this moment I can understand how you can say no. And now I see, like he said, yeah, now a win over me can bring him up, but the same way for me. Now I can say too, hey, no, I don't want to give him the opportunity, you know. But like I said, I never choose someone against who I'm gonna fight. If you see my fights, I fought against everyone. I never choose. I just say, okay, let's go. Just send me location and the name.
What did you make of his last fight against Kelvin Gastelum?
It was good fight. I saw the fight. He got a little bit tired in the end. He fought smart. Yeah, it was a good fight. It's like I said, it's a good fight.
No, just last one for me. There's a lot of movement at the top of the middleweight division. You have a new champion. Rainier de Ritter's fighting Brendan Allen. Imavov just won. So I guess, what do you make of the state of the middleweight division as a whole now that you have a new champion?
Yeah, I think middleweight division is most interesting division right now. They're changing every week, something changing in our top 15. New blood, hungry guys, young guys, and yeah, everyone have same goal, like I said.
Who do you think deserves the next shot at Khamzat?
I don't worry about this. I just worry about me, about my fight this Saturday. Yeah.
Добрый день, Абус. Один вопрос на русском. Ты в UFC обычно идешь по графику 2 боя в год. Сейчас это твой второй бой в 2025 году. Планируешь ли ты, если все будет хорошо и со здоровьем, и с силами, подраться еще до конца года один раз?
Ну, я планирую подраться до Рамадана. Хочу я подраться, наверное, начало следующего года. В промежутках, так, каждые 4-5 месяцев, да, вот так. Чтобы, как сказать, вот это мне удобно, я могу подготовиться, оптимально подойти в оптимальной форме и показать хорошее шоу.
Спасибо, удачи в субботу.